Okay, can you begin, Johan, by just briefly introducing yourself? Like, who are you and what is your expertise?
Okay, I am Johan. I'm a freelance recruiter since 4 years. Before, I am a recruiter in so many company like startup, scale up, council company in Paris and in south of France.
Okay, and do you have a specialty in the recruiting?
Yes. I am a specialist in IT. I recruit in a digital engineer like cybersecurity, data, DevOps, network, and cloud.
Okay, great.
Yes, I have so so
It's a
I
large.
have yes, I see a large position.
Okay, great, good. So, do you sometimes do you do interviews, right, with these IT? Do you interview them?
Yes.
Okay, great. So can you give your advice on how to, maybe some tips on what they should do to prepare for a good interview?
Okay. Yes. My first advice is to prepare interview with. It's important to take an information with in the website company, in the LinkedIn company, and about the contact in the future interview. It's important to know the position, about their experience, and maybe find a link with this person to be a very good moment, a very good interview. It's important to create a link.
Okay, great. By the way, little pause. Okay, pause.
Okay.
Like, don't worry, huh? Like, if you're searching your words because it will be edited. So all of the dead space, like all of the, like all that will be cut.
Mm.
Okay, so it will sound really good. Okay, so don't
Okay.
worry about it.
I,
No, no, don't worry.
I think for this exercise in the future, it's important to don't say it's record. You can say that after the exercise, and it's important after to say me it was record. Are you okay to share this video in my website and the social network? I think
Okay.
it's better because
Yeah.
the situation create a stress.
Stress, but you know what, Johan? Two things. First of all, before recording, I have to ask your consentment to
Mm,
record. And number two,
yes.
I want you to have the pressure. This is the last class. It's like the final big boss of video game. Okay, the
Mm,
pressure is on. I want you to have this pressure. But you're doing good, and but it's just that I know you're a little bit nervous, but don't worry because in any case, like I said, it's going to come out perfect because no one will see you searching your words. Okay, so relax, everything's good. All right.
okay.
So just to recap, okay, you said tip number one, research the company, contact the interviewer. You said, like, if you know who will be the interviewer, you should contact them.
It's important to find an information about the contact.
Okay.
One example, I have an interview with you. You are a recruiter. I find information in your LinkedIn. I find information in Google and another social media. It's important to know who you are.
Okay, right. So for example, if I'm a web developer and I know that Johan Gilles from Triforce Recruitment is going to be interviewing me, it's a good idea to check out the LinkedIn of Johan Gilles, see who this person is. I agree. I understand what you mean. It's the same for me when I'm about to meet a new client, for example. I check the LinkedIn to see who they are, and I feel more comfortable when I meet them because I feel like I already know them a little bit. So yeah, it's a great advice.
It's important to prepare the first interview. It's important
Right. So,
because
yeah.
in the first interview, it's possible if you don't prepare that, it's possible this is the last interview.
Gotcha. Yeah, perfect. So research the. So sometimes it's you don't know who the company is, right? But you just know that. For example, if I'm a web developer and you contact me, you're a recruiter, you're looking to fill a position for a client of yours, a company, but it's possible that you don't tell me who the company is, right? Like it's possible that you keep that for yourself, right?
Yeah, I have two situations in my first interview. I have the interview with a candidate find in LinkedIn. This is the headhunter operation. You know what I mean? No. We have the candidate. I search my word.
Yeah, search. It's fine.
It's
We're gonna
different
cut this. We'll cut it anyway.
candidate.
Yeah.
Okay. The candidate candidacy.
Candidacy. You're right.
Okay. The candidate candidacy, and it's not the same thing with the candidate in LinkedIn. In the candidacy, the candidate come with me, come to me. In the other type of candidate, I come to the candidate.
Right. You find them. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. There's
The
two types.
candidate.
Yeah.
The candidate candidacy, it's important to know about the company, about the position, about the soft skill, hard skill. It's the about the information, the important information about the position. The candidate, the LinkedIn candidate, I come to the candidate. The candidate in the first time told me, "Who are you? What
Right.
do you want?"
Right.
Okay, it's okay. I give information for this candidate because I would like the candidate come in my company.
Okay, I see. So in that case, you will give some information about your client. For example, you're hiring for,
Yes.
I don't know, yeah, whatever, Ernst and Young or something like that.
After my first interview between us, I would like the candidate, LinkedIn candidate, or candidate candidacy know information about the company, about the contact in the second step, and about the CEO of the company.
Okay.
It's important to know the values. It's important to know about the team, the future team. It's important to continue the process with more information.
Okay.
In my job, when we see the candidate in second step don't have information, we say it's a tourist.
Okay. Right. I see.
It's a tourist. He doesn't give a shit. Yes.
Doesn't give a shit. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So the first tip was to research the company contact. What second tip number 2?
Tip number 2, it's important to talk about how my experiences, my important experiences, my pertinent experiences about the position. It's important. It's in first time I talk about yesterday,
The
and
past.
to finish, I talk about today and why I candidate or why I talk about the contact. Talk after the contact in LinkedIn with the recruiter. You know, it's not a very good sentence. Okay. Okay. It's important to know it's important to say pertinent and important experiences.
Right, I understand. So it's not just
Okay.
about talking about your past experience. It's more important to talk about how your experience is related to the job that you're applying for.
It's important to talk about the experience have a link with this position.
Right.
If you are in the past a PHP developer and you candidate about a Java developer, it's not the same experiences. It's important to talk about your experiences in Java.
I understand. That makes sense. Yes, great. And what about tip number 3?
Okay. Okay. It's important to okay. You can explain about your experiences and if your last experiences you have a permanent contract and your permanent contract stop. It's important to know why these experiences stop. It's important to say the truth. The recruiter find the truth with a contact with a contact. The candidate give me a contact in your last experiences.
Right.
I take a moment to talk with
Manager.
his last manager. It's for know who is. It's important to know who you are.
Right.
Okay, it's
So
important to know who you are and what do you want.
right. So tip number 3 is you explain why your experience stopped. So why you stopped working at this company, and you said it's important to tell the truth. But but what if the truth is, for example, I did not like my manager? You know, my manager was
Uh, it's yeah, yeah. I find this situation a lot in my job. I think in France, we love the experiences positive, the positive experiences.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
and if you have a bad experience with your last manager, you can say in my last company we don't have the same vision, we don't have the same value. It's we I can work. I can work a lot in this company because I would like another thing. It's important to you don't say my manager is an idiot. My company is the worst of my life. This is the hell. This is hell in this company. When I see that, I have some alert.
yeah.
I think this person have
Like a negative
Maybe
attitude.
yes, maybe a very big character, and it's possible this person doesn't he doesn't work with the person in my team.
Right. Okay, great. So tip number three is why you explain why you stopped working at
You,
your last company.
it's possible it's possible to say about if you are sick, if you leave if you leave your company during the COVID, if you have a baby. It's important. It's natural. It's life. It's okay. If
Mm-hmm.
one candidate told me I take a moment to build my house, it's okay.
Mm,
It's an
mm,
experience. It take a time for him.
That's great advice. So say the I love what you say. Say the truth, but there's a way to say things, right? You can say that, for example, if your boss was an asshole, okay, it's true that you did not have the same vision or values, but
Yes.
you're not saying something negative like my boss was, an asshole. You're saying not the same vision, not the same values, or I wanted another thing. I wanted something, a different challenge, and that's okay. So basically, say the truth, but say it in a diplomatic way without being negative. Because if you say something negative, then the recruiter will automatically think that maybe this person is not a team player. Maybe they have a negative attitude.
It's important to tourner,
Hmm.
turn. It's
Yeah.
important to
Hmm.
turn your experiences in a positive thing.
In positive, right, right. Great advice. Okay. So far we had tip number one, which is research the company or contact or recruiter. Two, talk about your experience related to the job. Three, talk about why you stopped working at the other company, but tell the truth, but in a positive way. And so, what would be tip number four?
I give two advice in one, the
Oh,
three
okay.
and the four.
Okay.
The three is only say why your expenses end. It's
Mm-hmm.
my first advice. My fourth advice is say the truth about your end of experiences.
Mm.
Yeah, the end of last experiences, and turn that in positive.
Okay, great. So one, research the company. Two, talk about your experience related to the job. Three, talk about why you stopped working at your last job. And fourth, say the truth, but in a positive way. Right? Okay, great. So what would be point number five?
The point five is it's important to prepare with before your first interview, to prepare your presentation with one person. It's one friend or your wife or your husband or maybe another person. It's important to do that. Why? We have I don't have the word for that. I check that. Is I don't know if you have that in English. It's a tic. In France, we
Oh
say
yeah.
tic de
Yeah.
langage.
Yeah. Actually the same in English, ticks. We say
This
the
is the
same thing.
tic.
For example,
The tic.
yeah.
It's not a tick of language. The tick of language is something like that. It's a word. It's a word. It's a word. I have a tick language. I use so many, so much the word like. I would like transparency with you.
Oh,
I
okay.
say a
Right.
lot and these sentences.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the tick of language.
I see. I see.
It's
Right. You're always saying, or for example, honestly, honnêtement, like honestly,
yes.
for example. Okay, yeah. Maybe
Honestly,
maybe
during
someone says
one
that all the time.
interview,
All right.
yes, during one interview, if I heard 50,
Yeah.
50, honestly,
Yeah.
I say
You
we
th-
can use another word.
sure. Or
It's
maybe you think they're
important.
lying. If they're saying honestly all the time, are they lying?
It's important to have a fluently language.
Hmm.
Fluently language. It's the recruiter see that, and if you candidate in position with a lot of presentation, or a lot of
Meetings or
meeting or phoning, it's important to speak very well with another person.
Perfect. Great. So tip number 5 is prepare your first interview by presenting or practicing your interview with someone else so that you can also see like the if you have any language tics. Maybe even recording. Maybe if you record it and you rewatch it, you can even notice, right, yourself, like the language tics that you use, right?
We have, I think, all of the world have a tick of language.
Mm-hmm.
It's a work to reduce that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's important. I think it's not very bad, but we work in business activities. The web developer work in business activities. He work about the software SaaS, about the website, about the cybersecurity problematic. It's a business. It's a business. It's important to speak very well in business.
Absolutely. Communication skills, very
Yes.
important and great.
The web developer talk with a product manager, a product talk with a CEO, talk with sales, talk with all of position in the company. It's important to speak the same language.
Absolutely. Great. What about number 6?
The number 6 is it's a point at this point talk 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 very well for me. This is the work about your stress. This is the work about your stress. It's important to develop an exercise before. Today I doesn't take a moment for that. It's important to breathe. You can use the application in your phone. I use the Respire Relax.
I know it. Yeah.
Okay. I use this application because the application reduce your cardiac rate.
Your heart rate.
Yes, your heart rhythm. It's the heart rhythm create in you. You are it's not hot. Maybe create I don't know.
Heat creates heat. No, creates stress, sweat.
I know. Perspiration.
Right.
Respiration, because you have hot.
Right.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yes, I
Okay.
do. Right. Because the stress generates heat and then so you start to sweat or perspire.
Yes, and with the stress, we can say you are not normal, and you can say something like it's a thing not for your help.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. It doesn't help you. It's it's amazing how confidence can help you, right? Like, I mean, if you're interviewing a candidate and you have two candidates, one is stressed, the other is confident. Which one are you going to choose, right?
It's important to say you it's only the interview about a job. This is not your life. If you don't have this job, you can find another job after. It's
Mm,
okay. It's okay. And if you can't collaborate with this company, maybe wait 1 year or two and candidate again.
mm-hmm,
It's okay. It's okay.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not your life. It's not you, in the end of interview. It's not possible to this.
Right, it's not, yeah, right. Okay, great. So tip number 6 is to relax and to breathe, maybe before, like use an app for breathing exercise to calm down so that you can be more confident. It's important. Okay, great.
Yes, and the seven point is I have I know the actor say this sentence. Uh, um, it's important to be aware. It's important to
Mhm.
be aware. It's
Are you
important to
are you thinking about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
yes, yes. I discovered this sentence when I was a child in Jean-Claude Van Damme interview.
Yeah.
And it's important to keep a smile. It's important to have a good posture, a good
Mm,
posture. It's you are your contact when during your interview see that
mm,
and you think you have a very good posture, you speak very well,
mm,
you keep a smile.
mm,
I think it's very good for my team. It's very good for my hiring manager.
mm.
It's a pleasure to collaborate with a positive person.
Mm. So even if someone is very technical and has very good skills, but he's like this, he's like,
Oh, I met in the past the candidate who think I am a superstar. I am superstar, and I am the best. When I meet this candidate with a very bad posture, this language is not positive, is not very humble.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I think it's not for my team. I think it's not for my team. Maybe he is possible. He is a very good developer, but his posture, his
right,
presence, it is not
presented. Yeah.
is not attractive.
Right. Yeah. So
It's
we make a judgment, based on this, and it's almost like a sports team. Like, no, a company is like a sports team, right? You can have someone who's so skilled, a very, a basketball player. I don't know, that's amazing. But if he's not a team player, it's actually can be
yes.
very bad for the team. Mm.
Yes, the individual person. I think it's very hard to join, to collaborate in a company team
Mm.
because the team create before a link, create I don't have a word for that. Create a very good
Mm.
vibe in the team. When I have a very good vibe, we can see that in the company, the team work a lot, work very well.
Mm.
He take a very good action to join the objective.
To reach
Okay,
the
to
objective.
reach
Yeah.
the
Mm.
objective. Yes, the individual person. Maybe this person is next to the team, and after we can meet the turnover and recruit again for this position.
Right. Great. So tip number 4 is be aware. So be aware of your posture. Make sure you're smiling. Try to be natural, but understand that it's not just about skills. It's also about how you present yourself, because in a team, we're all communicating, and good vibes are important.
It's important to be a very good person, because we recruit one person. This person, if this person have competencies, is very good. The person with a bad vibe, with the competencies, I think it's not possible to I don't have a word, intégrer,
Oh, yeah.
to
Mm.
integrate the team.
Right. And so would you hire someone who has less skills but a better positive attitude?
Yes, I recruit a developer in the past. I think he's in the same position today. I think if the person have the competencies, the very good vibes, and the person is okay to learn more,
Mm,
this is the very good candidate.
mm, right.
When I meet a candidate, say to me, uh, I I'm not interested to learn more. I think okay, we don't have the same vision, because I think we learn all of your life.
Yeah.
It's uh,
Right.
it's it's
Absolutely.
it's uh, it's important to grow up.
Absolutely. Great. Good advice. Okay. What about tip number 8?
Okay, it's important to know himself. It's important to know the positive and the negative in my personality. It's important to say, I'm. It's okay for me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the best in that thing,
Mm,
but it's possible for me to learn about that. It's important to say, if in the past you have a very point negative uh, about your personality, it's important to know if you work about that, to
mm,
change that in positive for your work
mm-hmm.
and for you. It's important. If one example, if you if in the past you are very stressed, it's important to work about that. Today, if it's possible to give it's not a talk show, it's presentation with a lot of person. It's when it is possible to give information, to give a solution, to help the company. It's very good. When I see that, I think, okay, if I recruit this person create a very good relation. It's not speedy, it's rapidement.
Oh, quickly.
Quickly. Okay, quickly. It's yes, he create a very good relation quickly with the team.
Mm,
I think it's very good point to recruit in the person know
who they are.
who yes.
Yeah, I agree with this. In fact, as an employer, I've hired many teachers or other positions for my company, and I use something called principles U. It's called Principles U. It's an assessment that my candidates will do. They answer, it's 100 questions in English, and then at the end they get like a result of what their personality type is, and it's very, very well done. And you can see also like if it's compatible, like with, you know, which personalities it's compatible with. And many of my candidates have never done this before, and then when they get the results, they're like, oh wow, cool. Like, you know, I always thought I was like this but wasn't sure, you know, and this is articulated. So and so it talks about your kind of like what your positives are, and what your qualities are, and what other and what your negatives are, or what, you know, maybe you're not so good at. You know, for example, I'm very good at animating a crowd. I'm good at creating experiences and environments where people feel comfortable. I'm a bit of a showman, okay, but I'm not very detail oriented. You know, I'm not very analytical, right? I'm not super logic. Like, I don't logic is not my, you know, I'm more of a feeling, you know, emotion. So it was so interesting to know basically who I am, and so that I could focus on my strength, and hire people for my weakness. You know, like, for example, my wife is very logical and organized, so it's perfect. We work together. You know, but so you talked about, and I think I'm going to include this assessment in the training that I'll do for people that are interested in learning more about themselves. But do you recommend something for? How do you recommend knowing yourself? Just basically. Thinking about the past and saying, okay, look, let's be honest. I know I'm not very good at something, but I want to work on it. Or how do you advise people
Okay.
to know how themselves?
Okay, it's okay. You can do this exercise. You can speak with your friend, and
Mm,
it's and ask to your friend. Okay, what is the negative and the positive in my personality? It's important
mhm.
to know that if the person is your friend. Between friends, you can say or. It's important to be honest.
Right, and honest. Yeah.
Yes, and you can ask that at your family. It's possible.
Right.
Your father, your mother, your husband or your wife. It's important, and you can write that in the white paper, the positive and the negative, and we can write in the same paper what is it possible to change that with action. It's
Gotcha.
important to write that, and after you can exercise you to change that.
Yeah. Once you're
I
aware,
took.
yeah, when you're aware of your negative, you can work on it.
Yes, yes, it's very good exercise. For me, it was an exercise in the beginning of my experiences in IT recruiter, because I was very stressed, and I was not very communicant
Communicative,
person,
right.
communicative person.
Hmm.
When I arrived in my position, I
Mm,
do my work. I communicate about my work with my colleague, and
mm,
after I go to home.
mhm,
I I doesn't take a time for lunch with my colleagues to
mm,
take an aperitif time after
mm.
the work.
Right. So
It's
no relationship. You didn't have a real
yes, yes,
relationship. Mm,
yes. And after I changed that, I changed that.
mm,
Currently, I speak a lot. I speak a lot. My wife say about me, it's possible for me to talk with one word. Because when I walk in the street, I talk with a person. I meet a person. I talk with this
Uh-huh.
person about a
Right.
lot of things. Yes, I change that.
Right.
It's
Mhm.
important to change you negative in positive.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Great. Okay. What about, and so number nine is the last tip?
The nine is the honesty is the keys.
Mm.
It's important to be normal in your interview. I have an example. If you have a match on Tinder, you meet your future wife or husband. You say of a lot of things false. You begin a relation. This person see very quickly who you are. It's not you. It's not you because you told me before you are not like that.
Mm.
In the world of work, we can see that very quickly. It's important to be normal, to be honestly. You If you don't be honestly, it's possible to find a job. Maybe it's possible to stop your permanent contract because you don't have the skills, soft skills or hard skills. You don't have the personality. You told me before you are a positive person. I see only the negative person in your experiences in my company. It's important to see that it's the same for the company. The company is the company to be honestly in the beginning. It's the
Mhm.
same thing.
Mm.
Uh, After, if the company is not honesty, the candidate say, okay, I finish my experiences in your company, and it's create a turnover, and it's the moment to open a new position for the same position to recruit the good person.
Yeah, right. Great. So number nine is honesty is key for both the candidates and the employers, because you will find out either way. The candidate will find out, the employer will find out. And so just like any relationship, you don't want to start with lies. You want to start with honesty. I have one last question, Yuan. If the job posting says that it requires anglais courant, okay?
Mm.
The job posting says anglais courant is necessary. All right. Come on, Dale. How does the candidate know if the English is good enough? Because what I mean is, do you recommend that, if the candidate is, for example, French, but he's taking some English lessons, and his English is not perfect, but he's able to communicate. Do you think the
Before,
candidate should apply or wait until they're perfect, in English?
it depends. It depends. If my hiring manager told me before, it's important to have a fluent candidate in English. This is my job to find this candidate.
But how do
If
you how do you determine if they're fluent in it?
Okay, I put a question. A specific question, and I see this candidate when the candidate talk. If the candidate speak English, he search the word.
Mm,
He,
you see it. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
he used the same thing like me.
Mm,
He say
mm, mm, mm.
it,
Right.
I
Then
know it's very difficult to speak with hiring manager. It's possible to have in my company hiring manager in other country. This manager don't speak English, don't speak French.
mm,
It's important to speak English.
right.
I maybe if my hiring manager or my CEO told me before, it's important to speak English, but if you find a B2 candidate, it's okay. It's okay. It's possible to take a formation inside the company to learn more vocabulary, to
Mm.
learn more grammatical. It's okay. It depends the company.
Right. Okay. So, for example, if the employer says, I want someone that can speak well in English, but it's okay if it's not fluent or perfect. In that case, what do you write in the job description? Do you still write, do you write anglais courant, or do you write, you know what I mean? Or do you, like, so in other words, how does the candidate know that there's room, for negotiation?
We can see two things. We can see English fluently in the
Mm-hmm.
annonces,
Mm-hmm.
or we can see English read, write, and speak.
Okay. Okay. So, oh, I see. So English fluent is okay, really fluent, like the way I'm speaking now, or read, write, and speak, and that's different. That means that you know the basics, but don't have to be like fluent. Is that it? Is that the difference?
Mm.
Okay. And what about anglais courant? What's the difference between anglais courant or anglais fluent?
Anglais fluent is it's possible for you to speak with all of person all around the world. You don't have a difficulty to find a word, to create sentences, to speak quickly with another person, to give an information, to give a solution. It's important to have the very good competencies in a company like scale up
Mm-hmm.
while the scale up develop the company in other country.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible to have a team, a person in your team in Germany, in
Right.
Spain, in UK, in
Right.
France,
Right.
and it's an obligation to speak English.
Right. Right.
In office in Paris, you can speak French. It's okay.
Right.
This person speak French.
Right.
During the meeting, during the daily, during the presentation,
Mm-hmm.
it's important to speak the international language, and
Mm-hmm.
the international language is English.
Right. Is there a difference for you in anglais courant? What does anglais courant mean for you? Is that the definition of anglais courant for you? Is someone that can basically speak to anybody around the world?
Yes, is
Yeah.
anglais courant.
Okay. Right.
Anglais
Okay. Great.
courant. Yes. This is the same thing. English fluently and English write, read, and speak. This is the same thing. This
Okay.
is not the same sentences in annonces, but this is the same thing.
Okay.
Okay. If I would like a person speaking have a notion in English,
Mm.
I
Hmm.
write I would like
Oh, des notions en anglais.
B1 in English or notion in English.
Okay. Oh, okay. And do you sometimes ask for a certificate? Like prove, okay, are you a B1? Are you a B2? Are you a C1?
No, 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 no. We don't ask that. We speak with the candidate,
Right.
and after I think about that, and it's possible for us to give a final réponse.
Answer.
A final answer. A final answer.
Okay.
It's important to speak with this candidate because in the past I see a candidate. I see the candidate told me it's okay English, it's okay. I recruit this candidate, and after we can see
Mm.
he don't speak English. He don't have a very good level. It's very
Yeah.
hard to work with my client.
Mm. Right.
He don't understand my client. It's not possible to develop
Right.
the software for my client.
Right. Okay. Okay. Right. So you screen them, ask them information. You ask them some questions in English, and then you see if how they communicate. If they're able to, if they search their words or if it's fluent or not. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, I understand.
Mm.
Great. Perfect. Okay, Johan, thank you so much. I think you're going to help a lot of web developers out there who are looking for work, and that sometimes a lot of times the positions are asking for English, sometimes fluent, sometimes B1, but they want to be able to they want to know how to prepare. And these 9 tips are really fantastic. So it's a great way for them to prepare for the interview. I appreciate it. I
I have
appreciate your time. Yeah.
I have the final tips.
Okay.
It's very, very, very important to learn English. We live in the world change. We speak a lot in English in the company. We can see another country like Belgium, Germany, in the European country speak English. In France, we are very bad in English. It's we can see more doors closed.
Mm,
When we speak English, we can work all around the world. We
mm,
can work with a more company. It's a very very important to speak English. This is why this is why I take a lesson today. I have I have 36 years old today, and I see that in my job. I can see in annonces English fluent, English read, write, and speak. I it's a time for me to open more door
mm,
in the world work.
mm. And how do you feel today after only 10 hours of lessons? Do you feel any difference? Or tell me what, oh,
Okay, I think understand you. Maybe the okay. I think understand you. The internet doesn't work very good. You told me if my English is very well about
do you feel,
very
yeah,
about
right.
today.
Do you
Okay.
feel it has improved? Do you
Okay.
feel any difference?
I think I learn more. I think I am more fluently, but I think I have a
More to
work
do.
after.
Yeah, you have more to
Yes,
do for sure.
to speak very fluently, but when I go in other country, it's not difficult for me to speak with a person. It's a very appreciate.
Mm,
It's I have more
confidence?
I have more trust in me.
Okay, right.
Yes, it's very good. It's appreciate.
Great.
I after your lesson, I think take a time next week. I think begin the collective lesson, the
Oh
collective
yeah.
discussion.
Oh yeah, you'll love it.
It's
Yeah.
it's possible to resolve the problem about the connection. It's not possible for
Yeah.
me to join the group.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we'll end it. So just to end it, thank you very much, Johan, for doing this podcast.
Thank you very much.